Are you put off by the high cost of a track saw? Maybe you need some kind of alternative. I'm going to show you a couple of alternatives, and this zucchini right here is not one of them. But stay tuned, I'll show you what I'm talking about. And we're going to talk about alternatives to track saws. Yeah, they're nice, there's no doubt about it. Show you a couple of low budget alternatives. This right here is the lowest budget. This is made out of scraps, and I'll hold it up so you can see the end of it here. All this is a piece of 3/4 plywood, and you can even use 5/8. I did that with my long one. This is what I used before I got the other alternative here. And what this is your saw runs along this. You mark out your distance in your sheet goods. You line up the edge of this with the marks you made. Of course, this is made for a particular saw. Your saw will vary, and if you'd like to see exactly how to build one of these, leave something in the comments and I'll make a video on it, but it's pretty simple. Once you lay it down on your sheet good and you get your marks lined up, you put a clamp on each side and you run your saw down the guide. That's the really low budget, homemade. Next, I want to talk about the Borah system. And no, I'm not sponsored by Borah, but got a great deal on this. And Borah makes a track. They make a WTX and an NGX track. Because the WTX has been superseded by the NGX, it's on clearance in a lot of places. So I got the 50-inch plus the 50-inch extension for about 60 bucks. It was on sale, it was on a clearance. The saw I use on it, and I use an NGX plate on the WTX track. Yeah, they say you can't do that, but by golly, it works, and I've got a video up, and I'll put a link to it at the end of this video or in the description on how this works. I've got my pawn shop saw, which was super cheap, mounted to that plate permanently, and that's what I use for all my sheet good cuts. I'm working on making a little temporary shed door here is what's laying in front of me. But all I have to do is, you know, I needed a 47-inch width. I've got my NGX guide set up with a 1-inch offset. So I marked out 46, put my clamps on, zip down the line with the saw. It's just that simple. So I've probably got maybe $75 tied up in this whole thing. And I can cut either 4-foot or 8-foot sheet goods real easy. I'll get the camera off and I'll show you here exactly what this looks like. Okay, tell you a little bit about this Borah system, this WTX track. It's got a clamp on the end here, and I've got this set up to cut 8-foot goods right now. But right here, get focused in on that, is where you can separate them. There's 4 screws you take out, and then you have a 4-foot track. And the NGX plate, which is right here with my pawn shop saw, I don't remember what I paid for that. There is video on it. It was really cheap. And in fact, it still got the blade on it. It was literally brand new in the box. It's not that if I was cutting something other than OSB, I'd put a better blade on it. But kind of give you an overview of how this looks. All the way down here to the end. And you can very easily cut 8-foot sheet goods with it, and I've done it quite a bit. Like I said, I'm cutting OSB here to make a temporary shed door, so not real concerned about the blade quality. But for the money I've spent on it and the amount of use I've got out of it, it's been well worth the investment. Of course, I'm hoping you got a little bit out of that using the Borah system. And as I said, I'm not sponsored by Borah. I bought this stuff. The WTX track was on sale. The NGX plate I ordered on Amazon. It's a lot sturdier and more robust than the WTX plate. I know a lot of people have got the WTX plate and they really were not happy with it. The only thing with the NGX is you can't use the little stickers and stuff that come with it, but that's immaterial. This works well. It's low budget. Yeah, I certainly can afford a track saw, but I don't do big cuts of sheet goods all that often, so I can't justify, you know, shelling out $500 or $600 for a whole track saw setup. And plus, if I need to, I can use a circular saw for something else. So once again, I hope you got something out of this. If you did, appreciate getting a thumbs up, or even if you didn't, I'd like to get that thumbs up. Of course, we're always looking for subscribers. If you hit that little bell right next to the subscribe button, you'll be notified when we post another video. Otherwise, until then, thanks for watching.